Jean Greer here at Stylish Fireplaces with a quick demonstration on how electric fireplaces work. The fireplace I have here is an LED fireplace. It's the technology that is in the vast majority of electric fireplaces that are on the market currently. There are other technologies. LCD is an emerging technology where the flames are actually a video projection inside the electric fireplace. We're not going to address that here. And there are also mist electric fireplaces where tap water is turned into a fine mist and then light hits the mist to make it look like flames. We're not going to address that here. The vast majority of electrics have the combination of features that we're going to point out, and then how they tweak those individual items makes their fireplace look different than somebody else's. The first thing you're going to notice is I've got colored lights below here. I've removed my front glass so I can access these panels. I've got colored light there, and many electrics have some sort of light below the flames. Others may have light coming down, or they might have both. So those are simply LEDs, and I'm going to remove this little panel first with the light on, and it's just a plastic panel. It could be glass. In this case, it's plastic, and you see those LEDs. I'm going to turn those off because we don't want to be blinded by those while we're talking about the flames. So we've taken those away. Now you're seeing a flame on my back panel here. Sometimes this back panel is black plastic, like the one I have here. It's semi-translucent. Some manufacturers will make that glass, and it may be reflective and tinted so that the flame will look a little different on that back panel. But there's always a back panel that picks up the flame shape and the lighting in one way or another. If we remove that back panel, pull that out, now we're revealing what's behind there, creating that flame. In this case, we have a flame panel that has a stencil in it, and that stencil is cut out to look like flames. Behind the stencil is a flicker rod. Some electrics may not have this stenciled flame panel. They might just have a very diffuse looking light, in which case you're not seeing a flame shape. That probably means they don't have this panel. But every electric with this technology will have a flicker rod. That's what we call that turning rod behind the flame stencil. That flicker rod is being turned by a small motor, and as it turns, the reflective material on the rod is picking up the light that's behind this flame panel. And when that light shines through that flame stencil, we get the flame shape, but we also get that flickering illusion that we were seeing before I took the flame panel off. So that's the secret behind the flame panel. Now, how the manufacturer shapes that and how they make their back panel will determine why one manufacturer's flame looks different from another. And that's the difference between them. But the basic technology is super simple. That's one of the reasons that a good electric fireplace is so reliable. There's not a lot of complicated machinery here. There are some small motors. The motor turns that flicker rod, and then there's this flame panel, and then LED lights, which have a very long lifespan. So when people ask me how reliable they are, well, obviously there's good, better, and best, but the technology is super simple, and so there's not a lot of complicated machinery to break down here, which is why they can be repaired on a better electric fireplace. Parts are available to repair them. It's not complicated. So I'll see if I can get this back panel back in here. It's a little bit tricky, and I am not the usual service person, so I am not always, it's not as easy for me as the guys that do it every day. We've got that in there. Now that light looks like a flame again, and then we can put our bottom panel on. And there we have our electric fireplace flames. So there are the secrets behind the electric fireplace and how an electric fireplace works. And you can read more detail on all of our electric fireplaces and all of the different technologies on our Stylish blog at stylishfireplaces.ca.